Welcome to another beautiful day in the neighborhood, and oh boy do we have a wonderful treat this week. Alpha Nerd Entertainment released an old classic rant towards his old classic pal, Canadian Gamer. For what reason? For being Canadian. No, for real. The real reason is because he was airing out his dirty laundry with his pal, Master System Marcel.
Do you remember the old nickname I had for you, Cameron? Canadian Hater. You were a hipster who hates anything unanimously loved. So you're going to sit here and lie to your audience about who you are when the people who've been following you for years or know you for years know who you really are. You're a negative, hateful person trying to pose that you're this positive, nice person. Nobody knows you, Cameron, is this nice, positive guy. You hate everything. A selfless act is not supposed to have anything returned. You're supposed to do something kind with no expectations for it. It's like you don't just do kind things and expect stuff in return. And you certainly don't fucking lie about it, Cameron, to your internet audience about me, asshole, faggot, retard, fucking Asperger's piece of shit. Fuck you. Yeah, now I want to get fired up and roast his dumb ass. Because that's what fucking pissed me off. And that's the reason I'm making this video now. Because you're a fat, big nose, stupid ass, facial hairless liar. Keyword in that sentence is liar. You're a fucking liar. You're a pathological liar, and many things of what people have said about you are true. I'm not going to name the name of the person who said this about you, Cameron, but they said Cameron is the kind of guy that would rob you. And then when the police are in front of your home talking to you and reporting the incident, he's the neighbor who will walk up and be like, oh my goodness, I'm really sorry to hear that, when he's the one who did it.
The dirty laundry pretty much consists of a disagreement between Master System Marceau and PK in the universe when it came to discussing the differences between homebrew games and indie developed games. Real nerd shit to get upset over about. That should have been left between PK in the universe and Master System Marceau, but it turns out Canadian Gamer took sides, and he took PK's sides. Which is not odd, I guess you can say, but it could make Master System Marceau feel a certain way, especially since Master System Marceau has had Canadian Gamers back for so long, making a whole podcast with him, and, you know, kind of bringing him into the fold, pretty much, at least into a certain community, and in return, this is the way he repays him. Master System Marceau felt a certain way and ended up releasing a whole novel explaining his part and his experience being friends with Canadian Gamer, and it doesn't make him look good at all. And now it's gotten to the point where he's mocking and harassing someone who was his friend. Very sad times over there. Now, when it comes to Master System Marceau, we left on terms that not necessarily were not good, but they weren't bad. We just had a disagreement on a certain subject, and we parted ways, not causing any of us any trouble. CG, I never really had any contact with him. It was not my style. I can tell the type of person he was from the get-go. I would have watched some of his videos just because he's part of the neighborhood, but it wasn't something that I kept up with because it just didn't interest me. He eventually made a video about me giving me his 5 cents, 2 cents, 3 cents. I don't know, I didn't really watch it. You know how it is. It's not worth my time. When it comes to PK, I thought we were in good terms at first. I made a few fanboy videos about him and he ended up blocking me towards the end. He probably blocked me for reasons that had to do with him being friends with Canadian Gamer and Master System Marceau, because they also blocked me. Understandably so though, because I was putting them in my fanboy wars and doing funny voices. I did notice though that eventually PK in the universe came around and did unblock me. Maybe he realized that all the stuff people were telling him about me weren't necessarily true. And I'm not really such a bad guy after all. Maybe. Or maybe he got a new account or something. When it comes to Alpha Nerd Entertainment, I've had a pretty good relationship with Tim from the get-go. I met him a few years ago, well before the Amico. I used to visit his channel quite a lot when he used to do rants, he used to do just speaking or give his thoughts on certain things. He used to do a lot of movie reviews. That's when I used to watch his channel a lot and interact with him a lot. Eventually, he's what led me to finding out about the rest of his community and all the crazy shit that goes on there, the army, DT, and all that stuff. Eventually it wasn't for me, but pretty much I think Alpha Nerd was my gateway to all this mess. So for all this stuff that I do, I blame you, Alpha Nerd. And by the way, keep up the good work, man. Now, I can get into way more detail if I really wanted to about this whole situation, give you more thoughts about them and the things they do, but to tell you the truth, it's not really my place to do so. The neighborhood is not necessarily just to gossip about things, but to let you know what's going on in the whole neighborhood, stuff that you might have missed, and it's not necessarily always going to concentrate on negative stuff. Negative stuff just happens. It happened here in this situation, it's currently happening in my community, so who am I to throw stones? Instead, I just laid out the information for you, what's going on in the neighborhood, and let you be the judge of it. After all, we're all in this together. Today it's Alpha Nerd, Master Marceau, Canadian Gamer PK in the universe, but tomorrow it could be you, it could be me.